Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. This is Allison. As the summer slowly starts to wind down, this is the perfect time for you to start preparing for the colder months ahead. In this video, I'm going to provide you guys with some simple habits that you can start today to help prepare you to transition from summer to fall, from fall to summer. If you're new here, as I mentioned earlier, I'm Allison, and on the channel I provide holistic health and wellness content for Black women over the age of 50 to aid them in aging gracefully, living the life that they desire and deserve, and obtain optimal health. Hello. As I mentioned earlier, what this video is all about. This video is really about just providing you guys with just some simple habits that you can start or improve upon to really help you transition from the summer months to fall, from fall to summer. I have a few categories that I'm going to go over. They're in no particular order. So with that said, let's get started and just some of the habits that you can start implementing now to help you transition and set yourself up to set yourself up to not only survive the winter but thrive during these cold winter months that's coming. Before we get started, let's get started. So the first area that we're going to cover, what are some of the things that we can do to take care of our mental health during colder months? Studies show about 5% of adults suffer from SAD. And what is SAD? Well, SAD is seasonal affective depression or disorder. And SAD is a type of depression that follows a seasonal pattern. Typically, it starts in late fall and go into winter. It's when the daylight hours are shorter. According to studies, about 5% of Americans suffer from SAD. And even worse than that, more women tend to be more vulnerable from suffering from SAD than men. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to just discuss a few things that you can do right now to start preparing for winter, especially if you're one of those that suffer from seasonal depression. So one of the things that you can do is to make sure that you get outside. If you're anything like me, I love going outside. I typically at the end of my workday, I go outside for a walk or run anywhere after 4 o'clock. The sun is not as hot outside, so that tends to work best for me. If you're, as I mentioned, if you're anything like me and you go outside later in the evening or in the afternoon when it's not as hot, you might want to consider maybe putting together a routine, a plan for you to get outside during maybe at the start of your day, or maybe during a lunch break or something of that nature, pretty much before the sun starts to go down. So you want to make sure that you're getting outside. And if you're not really getting outside right now until later on in the afternoon or in the evening, you might consider start putting together a plan now. Actually start doing it right now for you to get outside earlier at the start of your day or during lunch. It could be anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes, but start that right now. Another thing that you can do to help with your mental health or your mental wellness is to start practicing mindfulness. And some of the things that you can do if you're not doing those things currently is to put together a gratitude journal or start journaling. And in the description section of this video, I have a gratitude journal, and you can just write each day 3 things that you're grateful for. So when your day is started, or either at the end of your day, you want to write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. So if you're not currently doing that right now, consider to start keeping a gratitude journal or journal period. When you're eating lunch, when you're having lunch, just be mindful everything that you're eating, no distractions. Put your phone away. Just you in enjoying your lunch. Another thing that you can start doing is, as I mentioned, doing some breathing exercises. So there are tons of YouTube videos available where you can find different breathing techniques that you can start doing currently. So if you feel yourself getting depressed or start suffering from some form of anxiety during the when the days are shorter, it's gloomy outside, you can start just breathing, trying out different breathing techniques, and that will help greatly with offsetting any type of depression or anxiety that you might have. You can also consider using it's a dawn simulator alarm clock. And what this basically is, it's an alarm clock that simulates that when the sun is coming up. So the closer it gets to the time for you to wake up, the light keeps getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and almost as bright as the sunlight. You can consider maybe investing in one of those, and I'll put a link to one that I really highly recommend in the description section of this video. Another thing that you can do for like mindfulness practice, if you're working indoors, using a candle, different scented candles that has lavender, vanilla, or use a diffuser. Start using that. If you're not using that, you can start using burning a candle, or use a diffuser. Aromatherapy works perfectly for your mental health. So let's move on to your physical wellness. You want to make sure that you are staying active. If you currently don't have a workout routine or movement routine, now really is the time for you to put a plan together to find things that you enjoy doing to move your body. It could be anything: marching in place, going for a walk. If you go outside for a walk, you want to make sure that once it gets cold that you're covering up your head, you're dressing appropriately. There are tons of YouTube videos available for people over the age of 50. And in fact, I have some yoga videos that's targeting women over the age of 50. And I'll put the link to that playlist in the video section, in the description section of this video. But you want to make sure that you are staying active. If you currently don't have a workout program or plan, now is a great time for you to put a plan together. You can start with something very, very simple, as walking in place or going outside for a walk. Try a yoga video, and that yoga in itself will help greatly with your mental health. So it's like a double fold. You're going to get a good. It takes care of your physical wellness, and then it also takes care of your mental wellness. And as I mentioned earlier, if you do decide to go outside, you want to make sure that you're layering up. If you're one of those like me, the cold weather just does not bother me. I still manage. I still will go outside and go for a walk. I just have to, you know, change my time when I go out. If walking outside is just not your thing, or if it's cold and rainy, or if it's snowing, you can, in addition to some YouTube videos, consider investing in a mini indoor stepper. I absolutely love getting on my stepper when I'm forced to stay inside or I'm short on time. Again, I'll put the link to the stepper that I use in the description section of this video. But again, you want to just make sure that you are staying active when it is cold outside. When it comes to your nutrition, you want to make sure that you are limiting your intake of sugar and salt. You really should be doing that overall, but sometimes during the summer months we might be a little bit more active than we are during the winter months, and we might be burning up more calories because we're constantly outside and doing things and running errands or whatever. But when it's cold, we tend to be inside a little bit more. And so you want to make sure that if cutting out your sugar and your salt intake, or you really want to reduce that, you want to reduce the amount of sugar and salt that you're eating or adding to your food. Another thing that you want to do is to make sure that you are continuing with eating fruits and vegetables, but you want to make sure that you're eating fruits and vegetables that are in season. And you can Google and find what fruits and vegetables are in season during the fall and in the winter. You can just put in your state that you live in and find out which fruits and vegetables are in season for the area that you're living in. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're doing, again, if you're not doing this already, is to make sure that you're staying hydrated. We think sometimes, since it's not the summer, because we're constantly sweating and losing fluid, then we tend to drink more water or stay more hydrated because we want to stay cool. But there are times, because it's cold outside, some of us may tend to not drink as much water. So you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated. And believe it or not, you can really get dehydrated in the wintertime. And how much water should you drink? Well, that depends on your makeup. It depends on what medication that you're taking. You want to check with your doctor, or you can find a calculator online to determine how much water works best for your body and your health condition. But again, you want to make sure that you are drinking enough water during this time. And if you're not a water drinker, you can add different herbs and things that are in season to your water to jazz it up. You want to make sure that you are drinking water the first thing in the morning before you eat and drink anything else. So to take care of our physical health, just to wind this up, you want to make sure that you stay active. If you currently are not as active as you would like to be, it's a perfect time for you to start finding different activities and things that you could do to keep you moving during the winter months. And if you do go out, and if you decide to go outside for a walk, you want to make sure that you're layering up and you're dressing appropriately. You want to make sure that when it comes to your nutrition, you want to make sure that you're eating fruits and vegetables that are in season. You can go online and Google and find out what fruits and vegetables are in season in your state that you're living in. You want to make sure that you stay hydrated. And and also, I have a ebook, a recipe ebook, and a set of YouTube videos on some basic, simple, healthy recipes that you can find. They are, as I mentioned, they're really healthy, and the meals can be done in about 30 minutes or less, using a lot of the ingredients that you probably already have in your home. And I will put the link to that in the description section of this video. Another thing that you can do, and I forgot to mention this, is to take care of your physical health. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your immune system. During the winter months, that is like a prime time for tons of viruses, colds and your flu, COVID, just tons of other viruses. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of your immune system. You want to make sure that you're washing your hands, probably even more than what you normally are washing your hand. And if you have a compromised immune system, and you probably already know this, maybe you can consider wearing a mask. And also check with your doctor. If you're over the age of 50, check with your doctor to find out what vaccines you should be getting. Should you be getting a flu shot, a COVID shot? Just always check with your doctor. All right, let's move on to taking care of our skin. That's our body and our face. What are some of the habits and some of the things that we can do to start preparing to take care of ourselves, our skin during the winter? Hydrate. Drinking water. Water plays a major role in our overall skin, and it helps with dryness. Those of us with melanated skin, the winters can be really, really brutal on our skins. So you want to make sure that you are drinking enough water. Another thing that you can consider doing is, instead of taking hot showers or baths, you want to start taking warm baths. That hot water will just really dry your skin out during the cold months. So adjust the temperature and start taking warm baths and warm showers. If you're taking a bath, maybe consider adding like some vitamin E oil to your water. Also, after you get out of the shower, instead of just really, really drying yourself completely dry, just slowly use a towel to pat yourself dry. And then after you're done, you can add the vitamin E oil or some other type of moisturizer to your skin, and then add maybe like some oh well, add vitamin E to your skin, and then maybe add a moisturizer that has shea butter in it, or some whipped shea butter, and that will help lock that moisture in. So after you get out of the shower or the bath, you want to damp dry. You want to add some oil, some vitamin E oil to your skin, and then you want to put on a moisturizer that has like shea butter in it, or some whipped shea butter that will help lock the moisture in. You also want to change up your skincare products that you're currently using right now during the summer months. During the winter months, you want to go to products that say maybe definitely that are suited for our skin type, your particular skin type, those that work best during the winter. As I mentioned, you want to have those that maybe have some shea butter in it, but you want to again just change up your skincare products that you're currently using. Also, even your bath gels and your soaps that you use to wash with, you want to maybe change those as well to make sure that they are appropriate for the colder months. And when it comes to your facial skincare, you want to, as I mentioned, do the same thing again. When it comes to your body, you want to change the products that you're using on your face. You want to make sure that those products are appropriate for your skin type. They're loaded with some vitamin E, some shea butter, things that will really help hydrate your skin. And another thing that you can do, and this sort of goes with maybe taking care of your mental health, but these things can really help with your overall mood, is change the decor in your house. Now they're starting to have sales on different fall decor. So maybe change it throughout your house, or if you can't, your budget is low and you can't, maybe change the decor in your bathroom, in your bedroom, but change the decor. Put in some nice vibrant colors that remind you of fall. Get a nice cozy comforter, or a comforter set, or throw rug. Put some pillows in there. You can get some electrical lamps, but change the decor in your house. Also, find if you don't have this already, maybe add a reading nook, or a nook or something to in a corner, a nice little corner somewhere. Create your reading nook. I guess that's the word that I'm trying to say. But yeah, just change the decor in your house to make it even more inviting. Change the comforter set on your bed, in the kitchen, in your bathroom. This will help greatly with you, with your mental health, and just your overall well-being. But yeah, oh yeah, in your kitchen, maybe add like a hot chocolate bar, or if you have a coffee bar, change that up. Put some nice little decor around, or create a hot chocolate bar. Just some simple things that you can do to just change the scenery in your house. You can go to places like Pop Shelf. They have some really, really nice, affordable decor that you can use to just switch out a few things. And if you can't really afford to buy, say, a full comforter set, you can get some pillows or throw blankets, different colors, the color of autumn, green, since the trees are no longer green during this time of year, you could still put some greenery in the house. And oh yes, and I guess the final thing, and this goes back to our mental health and wellness, is to make sure that you are staying connected. A lot of times when it's cold outside, and if you just don't like being outside, we tend to stay at home. And studies show that seniors, women in particular, really experience loneliness at a higher rate than men, and then especially black women. So you want to make sure that you are staying connected. You could set up a Zoom call with some friends, and if you're currently not doing that right now, you can start implementing that now to start getting your friends and your associates in that rhythm of just staying connected or making phone calls. So you want to make sure that you're staying connected. And on those days where the weather is tolerable, and yeah, go out. Or if you don't have that many friends or associates, you could still go to a local coffee shop or Starbucks. I'm sure there might be a Starbucks in your area. If not, a coffee house or someplace where you still see people coming in and out. Or even if your budget doesn't allow for you to do that, because a lot of them now want you to pay or buy something, but you can go to the library. And if you are, say, you don't have the obligations of a 9-to-5 job, you can go to a senior facility. A lot of the senior facility has transportation, so you can just call and schedule transportation for someone to come and pick you up. But you might want to do that like right now to get on the schedule, say starting in the fall. So, but anyways, I'm going to end this video because I don't want it to really be too long. I hope you... Hey guys, I don't know where my computer just shut down. But anyways, I'm going to end this video. And again, if you find value in this video, please like it, leave a comments, or if you don't feel like leaving a comment, just put a little heart in the comment section. I appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy and take care of yourself. Bye.